Hi all, this is just a quick overview of my layout because I've had a few people asking me what the layout is and how it works. So there's my PC, my desk where I do all my work, and above that is just train storage areas. And there's a second monitor there for doing complex searching and editing stuff for the computer. And the PC is linked to the ECOS, and I'm currently abandoning iTrain software and going over to Railroad Train Control, I think it's called. That's what I'm going to be doing, so it works much better, I think. Anyway, there we have the hotel and the station. The station consists of 5 platforms like that, and 3 storage areas, rubber trains and wagons and stuff like that. And that's on that side there. Yeah, there's another smaller platform which will accommodate a small multi-train DMU or EMU, which terminates there, as opposed to going straight on like the other 4 platforms. So one of those 2 trains on the right hand side there will come out, go through the cutting, join the main line, but it's got a choice of 2 main lines or a third inner main line through the double slips through this rather complex junction here. Got quite a few points there, and I've also got like a temporary siding here for holding trains, or if I've got a complicated wheel arrangement train which is a bit awkward for going through the double slips, rather than bringing it into the station through a double slip, left or right, I'll bring it in through this particular point here, so it's not going to ever derail, because certain locomotives with a very long wheelbase or wing or aerodynamic fairings will get snagged on these double slips. That's only on a very few models though, and I know about that. So we've got the 3 main lines, 2 run through the tunnel there, which I used to have points in the tunnel, but I took them out because they were problematic, and if something derails in the tunnel, it's a real pain getting them out. But saying that, I have got an access panel there with a light inside, so I can get inside the tunnel. And the 3rd inner main line goes through that tunnel there, and they both come out the tunnel on the other side of the mountain. And you can see there I've got another storage for a crane or whatever, DMUs, etc. So the main lines come through that way under the bridge there and around. They come in. The 2 main lines bypass this station, and the 3rd inner main line bypasses this station, but I've got a loop that comes through the station there and comes back out, and that's got, at the moment, that's got feedbacks for automation. 2 on this track and 1 on this track, so this is ready for automation. Actually, it is in semi-automatic mode on the ECOS, so I can run shuttles on that. Then it continues round past there. I've got another junction here with another storage yard for, well, I've just got electric trains on there at the moment. I can store anything there, and I know it's unrealistic. There's no overhead wiring on this system because it's just too much money to install, and it's too fiddly, and I just cannot be dealing with it, to tell you the truth. And then the main line's carrying around. You can see a big boy there. There's another run-off. There's another really long standby section, holding area for a train there, and you can see that's quite a long one. So I can hold the train there, ready for standby for entering the main lines, and that will be automated soon. I've just not got around to doing all the feedbacks for the tracks. Still got a lot more work to do on the automation side. Anyway, then it comes around, the main lines come around again. There's another junction there where the main lines can branch off and go back into the station, like I said before, to the three platforms on the left hand side of the station. So it's a continuous run without stopping and back into the station. The train is the other way around. And then it also enters a storage area, which has got a three-way point there underneath the signal box, and 3 storage areas. Another three-way point at the far end for swapping trains around, that steam, etc. And then they come round this area and back again. And they do another run round. So then I've got off the inner main line, the third inner main line, I've got another double slip there which comes into another yard, which has got 3 storage sidings there, one for the big wagon, other various things. That comes in through that way. Like that. Excuse the mosh amongsters, these are my girls. They've been up here playing before, they like messing around, and I leave them to it. They're very careful, but I know this is a bit silly having stuff like that. But there you go, you've got to involve the kids. So that comes into the 4th inner goods yard line. And that runs around here. Into another storage area where there's a big crane. And of course it branches off into the turntable system, which is 26 exit. I think it's about 26 or 27 exits on that. And it doubles back on itself into a storage area, the maintenance vehicles and stuff like that, as you can see. And it comes around the turntable, back round the back of the water tower, and then there's another storage area for diesel trains, etc. 1, 2, 3 areas there. And that 4th inner main line branches back out onto the 3rd main line, or it can loop around from that point there near the coal bunkers and come around back on itself into this yard here, which is obviously the container depot and storage yard area. Again, forgive those mushy monsters. And then it comes underneath the container crane and underneath the big main crane. So this 4th inner main line goods area can hold 2 trains in the automation mode when I get it going, or one really long one. And then it, of course, it branches back onto the 4th inner line there, back on itself again. It's got 2 separate exits. It can have a train entering that way and exiting back over that way onto the main system, and vice versa. On this particular point, it branches off again into another large goods area, which is a gravel yard, etc. And that branches out into a further 3 lines into the goods yard, with a 4th branch off section here where that container train is. So that branches off there, and again this is all going to be automated. And then the exit for it all is through a bunch of points all around that area. So that's it. Just do a quick pan round. You've seen it hundreds of times before if you just subscribe to my channel. So basically it's like a giant number 9 layout. I think there's about 37, 38 sets of points around about that mark, and probably about 60 or 70 sets of pull out lighting like that. Let them work off 16 volts. So that's it at a glance. That's how it's all done. Of course, the control system is the ECOS and the Z21 linked together. The controller for the digital crane is there, and I'm also running TouchCab for the ECOS on an iPod, and I'm also running Android remote control for the Fleischmann Z21. And there's going to be another edition of the dedicated wireless ECOS controller, which is coming out next month, which I'll show. And there's another further control which I'll show in a minute. The other control unit is a Profibos, which is linked into ECOS via a special adapter, and that gives an emergency stop when I'm away from the main controller and I haven't got a wireless controller to hand. I can just tap that with my foot, or double tap that with my foot or my hand, and it'll bring the whole system to a standstill and power it back up again. Or I can control trains using this as well in the centre of the layout. See, under here I've got two transformers, a large lens digital plus decoder for working all my points decoders, and all the points powered off the grey one there, and that's the ECOS controller, which is fantastic. Really a good piece of kit that. Some other storage areas there, and another two transformers there, one for working the lighting on the layout and another one working general digital things like cranes and stuff like that. And that box there is a digital train interface. Also, I was going to have trains coming out from this tunnel around the back end of it and coming up. The original plan was, but I had to cut it short. Where all these boxes are, it's going to come up there into that far corner, around there, and it was going to go around the back of the main computer system. There are all my consoles there. I have an Eniac printer, etc. Quite a few different consoles, computers, all sorts. It's going to come around the back of there and join through. It's going to be a run-through station originally, not a terminus. But that never happened because of the cost, and I basically ran the model railway shop out of track when I was building it. It just kept running out and I kept going in and buying it. So I thought, no, I'll leave it at that. Yeah, under the layout I've got plenty of storage. I try to keep it as tidy as possible. That's the wiring and soldering box, paints, main toolbox, more storage stuff, scenic boxes, more storage sets underneath there. I've got quite a few under there. Just got a lot of Roco items in there, a lot of Fleischmann stuff in there. Tricks items, it's all in there. I've got lighting underneath the layout board. Boxes and boxes, storage underneath. So that's it. Hope you've enjoyed this bit of a walk around the layout. It's nothing special, but just thought I'd show that anyway. Thanks very much.